Time out. God answers prayer in his own way and in his own time. And that is both comforting and really difficult. I've been studying prayer more lately. I'm not very good at praying. And so I thought I need to get better at praying. I need to understand prayer better. And Timothy Keller, a pastor who passed away sadly with pancreatic cancer, wrote and spoke a lot about prayer. So I've been reading a lot of what Timothy Keller said about prayer. And he talks about how in Matthew chapter 6, Jesus starts teaching his disciples to pray. And that's interesting because they were Jewish disciples, and every Jew prays 3 times a day, you know? So they knew how to pray, seemingly, but Jesus says, hey, I'm going to teach you how to pray. And then he teaches them how to pray by telling them how not to pray. That's the first thing he says to them. Matthew chapter 6, he says, when you pray, don't be like the hypocrites who love to pray publicly on the street corners or in the synagogues where everybody can see you. Now, we have our definitions of hypocrites. A hypocrite is someone who says one thing and does another thing, or looks as if they're one thing, but really they're another thing. And often in our culture, that thing that they are, we choose sex or money or morality to define someone as a hypocrite. You know, they say this, but they're doing that. Look at that. No, he's coming to church, but he's cheating on his wife. And Jesus chooses something else to define a hypocrite. Jesus says, here's the acid test if you're a hypocrite or not. Are you ready for this? Because you're sitting there self-righteously. No, the hypocrite's behind you or to your right, not you. Well, here's what Jesus says is the acid test if you're a hypocrite or not. A hypocrite is someone who does not have a private prayer life. Ouch. There's only one thing you don't do for show in the Christian life, and that's secret prayer. Everything else you do in your Christian life, someone else sees. Secret prayer is the only thing you do that no one else sees, and you're doing it only for the sake of God. Now, Jesus says, if you don't have a secret prayer life, all of your Christian living is for show, and that's the sign of a hypocrite.